Hello folks, it's Chrissy T back with Garden Vibes. I am about to lay down my garden fabric with my son and then use my propane torch to burn holes. Come along with me. Ooh, you're soaked. We're gonna finish up and come back. Okay, this is what it's looking like so far. We are stapling down the fabric. My raised beds are gonna have a little bit of an overlap here on the edge because I can't go underneath it. There is fabric underneath these raised beds already. My garden was fully covered in the landscape fabric before I put these raised beds down, so I don't have any fear of weeds or anything growing up underneath those. I think I have the black landscape fabric along with like a gray landscape fabric that you can get in Home Depot. The black landscape fabric, this is like what is that called? Industrial grade, I guess you could say. And so this stuff is going to last for years. I am going to take my torch, put some holes in it. I know it's messy around the edges, but I can clean that up. We have like a lot of trees and stuff out here, so it's kind of hard to keep it cleaned, but I'm gonna get that up and burn my holes. This is my strawberry patch. I just put this in a raised bed style, so it didn't look like it was too happy with that. I did get a couple of bunches of strawberries out of here, but for the most part, it's looking pretty mad. I might have to add a couple more strawberries inside of here just to kind of let it overtake the couple of weeds that it has. There is no landscape fabric in there with it, except for like right on the edges there. It's just straight into the soil here. We come over here and look at our raised bed. It looks like I only have pepper plants here, but I also have seeds in here, different types of lettuces, and I think I snuck in a patch of green beans because my mom has been fussing about not having any green beans. So we're going to do that. And you can see we also have this small little cattle panel going around. That's because we feed these alley cats, and boy, they think that I put the soil down for them, and it is not for them. My other beds, I have two other beds. This one here. What shape did you say this was? Octagon? What is this? The shape? Trapezoid. Yes. So this trapezoid shaped raised bed is covered with a tarp for now because of the cats. But I plan to put these little green posts up and cover them as well. Maybe not with a cattle panel, but probably with like a shade cloth. That's probably what I'll use for that one. Then we have a triangle one over here. Oh my god, it's so messy. I'm sorry, but I'm gonna clean all of this up and it's gonna look beautiful, just like it was when I first built it. This triangle, I've never had the opportunity to plant in it because we've never had enough soil, so this is gonna be the first year where I actually have enough soil to fill it up and get this bed up and running. I'm so excited. I already have a plan for what I'm going to put in there. Sometimes I go against my plan, but we'll see how that goes. I just need someplace to put a bunch of green beans because we are going to be having a ball this year. I know it's a little messy back here. I have a couple of tomato plants in the ground. This will be loaded with tomato plants once I get more tomato plants or plant seeds out here of tomato plants. I decided to use a small patch for the tomato plants this year because I don't really eat tomatoes like that. A lot of people in my family do, but I don't. So we're gonna have maybe like 6 tomato plants and that's it. Normally my tomato plants go there, and I have literally like 20 plants, and I don't want that. This year over here is going to be collard greens. I am going to load it down with collard greens. That is a huge staple in our family, and we can literally, like, I think they call it parboil or something, but you can like blanch them or boil them just a little bit and then freeze them, and when you're ready you can cook them down and eat them for whatever meal. Over here we're gonna have pepper plants. I said I was gonna put pepper plants out there along with broccoli. That might change, I don't know, because I put some peppers in here, so they couldn't stay outside of the dirt much longer, so I went ahead and popped them in there. I do plan to put like carrots and corn into my raised beds. We'll see how that goes once I get to that point. We also have these milk crates that are covered with a little cloth. I wish the cloth wasn't white because these are dingy, but they'll be all right. I don't care. As long as the vegetables and stuff grow out of here. You can see a few sticks and stuff in the soil, but that's just because I took the leaf blower to try to get some of this like debris from over here. Probably just take a broom and sweep it off so I don't make this much of a mess next time. Other than that, son is over here. I guess he's finishing up. And then all we have to do is burn the holes. We just got a nice little rain. I'm probably going to have him put another one right there because you could see that little lip. And have him put a couple right there because it's not, it's really not overlapping enough right there, but I can't tell him to take it all up, so that's gonna be a problem. That's gonna be a problem. Is it, how far over is it overlapping? I decided that since this area right here didn't overlap very well, instead of cutting a new strip or taking the strip up and cutting a new strip, we just used an extra piece that we had. I'm gonna add a second layer here. Everything's gonna line up perfectly. This technically is 2 feet wide, so right along here would be another yellow line if there wasn't an overlap here. So I don't care about that. Once I burn my holes, I don't care about the lines anymore. So we're gonna go ahead and add staples all the way around here to hold this in place and to close off that little gap so that the weeds do not take over, which they will. I also must say this ground was really packed down when I took up the old barrier. There were very few weeds under there, but it was enough that they started poking through and creating all sorts of havoc on top of my fabrics. So as you can see over here, they like to come up through the holes. If anybody has any ideas how to keep that from happening, I'm all ears. Other than that, I'll just expect to change this fabric out every 4 years. Hopefully the next time I have to change this fabric, my son will be coming back home from college and he can help me change it. Sorry if I can't use him. It's good to have help, let me tell you. But once this is down and we burn the holes and put the plants in, there is very minimal effort we have to put in this garden. I am also thinking, as you can see, I don't know, you can't see, but buried underneath this atrocity, I'm going to get my dad out here to come weed whack and all that stuff to this area. He's really good at that and killing stuff. That is his specialty. Thank you to the Marines for that. There is a, what is this called? No. Irrigation system. It is buried under a couple of bricks, but you can see my pipeline. I have it underground outside my garden, and it pops back up over there by the water spigot. But I have irrigation out here already. Here's a couple of little places where the water would come out. Is it about to rain again? Lord. But my pipe does go all the way down to the end there. So I could potentially use this to get water to all of my plants. I don't have much left to do to get it to, you know, distribute water, but I can get me a timer, like, so it can water it automatically. And then I'm thinking set it up to where it provides water for my raised beds and all of my plants. We'll see how that goes. Stay tuned.